So the two most recent jobs that I had, one of which I didn't mention in that kind of cluster that I gave you in the beginning, was working with Comcast as a sales support rep in the storefront.
Yeah.
So on top of trying to sell you stuff that you don't want, I had to convince you that you were in fact happy with your services.
Yeah.
So just like any sales position you had goals. And as often with those goals, many times, they are unrealistically high. If you happen to hit those goals, the expectations increase. And it just kind of goes from there. Like it's an unsustainable growth model, but it's treated as if it's completely approachable and possible. So in that situation and working as like a GameStop assistant manager, you had to be able to accept that the day was going to happen, that there was nothing that you could do about it, that it was extremely likely that expectations were going to be thrown at you constantly throughout the day, even possibly while you're off the clock when it shouldn't, when that shouldn't be the case. Things can happen that inconvenience you. You may have come across rude customers, customers that no longer see you as a human. They see you as the object of their frustration or an obstacle to what they ultimately want, which is like a lower price or something that is rare, hard to find, that sort of thing. So Epictetus, I'm going to paraphrase him, refers to this in different parts of the discourses. In one example, he says that you can trade something, but not for nothing. Everything comes as the result of something else. So you can. He gives the example of going to like the market and like you're about to buy a cabbage or something. If you have the coin in your hand and you buy the cabbage, congratulations, you now have a cabbage. But if you choose not to buy the cabbage, then you keep the coin. The point of all this stuff that's coming out of my mouth is to explain that if you can either give yourself into the expectations and give into the corporate culture, whatever culture you're part of, and subject yourself to everything that entails, or you could decide not to. And the decision, the option of not giving into that corporate culture isn't something that a lot of people are aware of or might find completely strange or alien. Most people, understandably, as they haven't seen examples of anything really different, go through life, as you said, and their careers are the focal point. By extension, everything stems from it: money, creature comforts, fun things. And don't get me wrong, fun things are awesome. Truly, it's whether or not those fun things kind of gain control over your brain, so to speak. But the sales positions, the retail positions, are probably one of the hardest to apply Stoicism to, in the sense that if you are doing exceptionally well, ironically, because of your Stoic practices of accepting that things are going to happen the way that they happen, that you are going to be approaching rude customers as if they were human beings, and that can be disarming to people. They can come up to you and start like screaming in your face, like, I told you I wanted this thing, even though they were talking to somebody else. And it can be disarming to them for you to be approachable and say, Miss, I'm not going to be able to help you effectively if you're screaming in my face. I'm going to do everything I can to help you, but you have to work with me. And it's helpful in those situations. So retail is a good mental battlefield, a testing ground, so to speak, for getting active experience in applying Stoicism. The other place I got the most experience in was working with the special needs and at-risk populations I mentioned before.